Okay, now it took you 1 hour to finish, right? Now please submit your answers in the Zello group and we're gonna check them out.
I might say the same word over and over.
What do you mean by you saying the same word over and over again? What do you mean?
Presumably.
Okay, put it aside and focus on the task. Please submit your answers and I'll check all of your answers and show you that how many correct and incorrect answers you've got this time. So in the real test, you still have 15 minutes to check everything out. So 1 hour is sufficient, and it's the target that you need to chase for finishing all the task from part one to part seven within 60 minutes is challenging, but I think it's worth. In the Zello group, please, Quincy. Okay, here you are for the part one. I'll check them out for you. Now, 1B, 2B, 3D, C, B, 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 A, C. Okay. Let me put the text on the options. Okay, part one. The world's deepest underwater cave. So the first word we have here is keeps, right? This is your part one. And these are your answer. And here's the option, the list of the answer. Okay, so first now you picked one is B. So we have the first the number zero here is keeps, right? Keeps. Okay, Polar Explorer
Wait,
Christoph.
why is this a different one?
Huh? The different one. What do you mean different one?
Because I remember wait.
What do you mean?
Oh wait, I'm accidentally mistaken it to part two.
What
Sorry.
huh? What do you mean?
I accidentally mistaken part one into part two.
Okay, then rearrange your answers and send me again, please.
No, I mean like I thought we are doing part two.
Part two. We're doing
And
the whole.
when and then I checked, I found out we are doing part one.
Yes, we're doing part one. Yes.
Sorry for
Full.
misunderstanding.
What do you mean misunderstanding? Today
Because
we're
I thought like the part two was the part one. Like I thought the one what you're presenting now is part two. And then
okay.
I mistook it.
Okay. But your answers is correct for part one, right?
Yeah, I put
Okay.
them in the correct order.
In incorrect order.
No, I mean like I put them in a correct order.
Okay. Got it. Very good. Gonna check again. Okay. Now I see that part one keeps returning to Veronica Propas, an underwater cave in the Czech Republic, and his fascination with the cave began during his first dive there. When he started to, and he started to be, you picked wonder. right? Is that correct, Quincy? You picked wonder, B, 1B, wonder, right?
Yes, I picked wonder.
Okay, he started to wonder that it might be possible to go far deeper than any other dive had ever taken him before. Oh, wonder. Okay, then why so? Why wonder? And remember, the next part is might be possible to go far deeper than any other dive had ever taken him before. I don't think that B, wonder, is the correct word here. Actually, you hit this one is incorrect. No wonder. Okay, let me check it again and returning a few years later, Stonoski dived to 200 meters, but was stopped at the narrow passage in the rock that to the tunnel. So you pick 2B, led to a tunnel. Okay, good. This one is the correct answer. Congrats. Correct one. B. What do you mean? One incorrect answer in the start and one more.
It means
Okay,
that when I see one mistake, it's not just one mistake.
it's
It means
okay.
there will be
Okay.
mistakes for each part.
Okay, it's not a big deal. Now keep going. Returning a few years later, Mr. Let, okay, correct. He lowered a probe, a weight on the end of a long rope, and still didn't hit the bottom of the cave. So deep, right? On his next visit, the following year, he found that the passengers had widened the what? You picked D, had widened considerably. Why so you picked considerably here? Not excessively, entirely, or largely. Or at least, I think that largely may be possible. Why you picked considerably?
Considerably. I think like because it's like large amount like it like extended like
Mm-hmm.
greatly like extend something like very large like the cave widened like it extended its like radius and
Because
like
the
size.
narrow passage, okay, the a narrow. First, we learned that it's a narrow passage in the rock, right? However, okay, and on the next visit for the following year, he found that the passage, the same passage, right, had widened. And cheers considerably is a correct answer. Congrats again. Well, why not largely? Because largely refers to a proportion, okay? Not the degree or of size change, right? And what about entirely? Uh, entirely means completely, okay? Okay, so it's not suitable here, okay? And what about excessively? Excessively carries um, a negative connotation of too much and implying a problem which context doesn't show, then excessively is an incorrect answers. Very good on 3D and 2B. Now let's move to the next one. Then Stonovsky went back again for by remotely operated underwater robot. But for what is it? Attended, provided, accompanied, and D, supplied. You picked 4C. Okay, accompanied. Okay. Why accompanied? Can you explain why accompanied?
I think it's because it says like accompanied by.
Ah, so you remember the collocation and the preposition of accompany by and a noun, right? Is that correct? Okay, very good. And yeah, accompanied. Okay, accompanied is the correct answer. Congrats. Um, because Stonosky went with an underwater Robert on the dive. Okay, and the collocation to be accompanied by plus a noun, Robert, indicating togetherness, right? Okay, what about attend? Attend is not correct here because attend we usually use attend a meeting, attend a conference, attend to, and now, for example, attend your duties first. What about provide? Provide is not correct here because we have the collocation for provide someone with something, right? Or provide for needs or provide a provider of services, which is not suitable here. What about supply? Supply someone with something, so not accompanied by. Correct. Now, what about five? Five underwater which broke, made, when, gave.
Made its way.
Made its way made its way to a record-breaking depth at 404 meters. Okay, congratulations again. Made its way is the correct collocation because make one's way to or into a place. It means like describing a steady movement or a steady progress. What about break? Broke, broke or break in the present form. Break through a barrier, right? Break into a place or break into a lab or break into something. Break away from group, which is not suitable here. What about went or go? No. You can go on your way. No, it's not suitable here. Or go the distance. No. What about gave or give? Give way. No. Give its way is ungrammatical. It's wrong. But give way means collapse, not travel. And gave is not suitable here. So congratulations on made. Make its way. Very good. Stonosky is 6. You pick 6B. Committed, determined, intended, dedicated. And Stonosky, you picked B. Determined to continue to explore this mysterious. Oh, good. Determined means it stresses Stonosky's firm's resolve to keep exploring, right? He won't give up. A strong intention. Okay, to be determined to do. But committed, to be committed to doing something. Remember this, okay? Committed to doing something. No, not here. Intend to do something. Intended to do something. Intended to continue. Intended reflects a plan, okay? But it lacks the emphasis on patience, perseverance that Stonosky put in here, right? So yeah, determine is the correct answer. Congrats again. What about 7? Unending cave. 7, you pick day. Apparently, distinctly, noticeably and particularly. Oh, why so? They are so hard to distinguish all those adverbs. And can you explain why apparently? What does it mean, apparently, here?
It's like realization, like it's like you see it is visible, like kind of realization, something,
Mm-hmm. And and
understanding.
um, and people measure that and they guess it's an ending cave, right? There is still more to explore. Somehow they guess, they believe on the scientific evidence, but they still guess, right? And you use apparently here is correct. Very good. Congrats again. Apparently, apparently means based on evidence so far. Okay. And the cave seems never ending. Distinctly implies clear difference, not seeming, right? Not seeming, very clear. But because the case is unending, right? There's still more to explore. We cannot use distinctly here. Noticeably. Noticeably indicates observable degree, but not apparent truth. No, it's not suitable here. And particularly means especially, also not suitable here. And believing that it may what? See, set out to be even deeper, end out, turn out, come. So you pick turn out. So turn out is very common B2 phrase or verbs that you need to use. But is it correct? To your mind, what turn out means, Quincy?
Like realize, like turns out that something bad happened, like it's like realization, like as a result of something.
Mm-hmm. And it means something may prove to be the case, to be correct, right? Turn out to be even deeper. And it's kind of surprising fact, right? Turn out finally. Okay, good. So in this part, you hit, let me see, turn out correct. Only one incorrect answers. So good so far. Congrats. Can you confirm? Okay, let me capture the picture and send it to our Zello group and let everybody know it, how well you've done so far. Only one wrong answers for part one. Good. Are you happy with this result? Quincy?
Okay, absolutely amazing. I'm glad it's not like 10 mistakes, but
Okay.
I just hope part four doesn't.
Okay. So the correct answers for A for number one is, you know what? Is A. It's not wonder. He suspects. He started to suspect. Why? Because nobody knows for sure before. Nobody knows for sure. At the end of the passage, you still see that everybody still wonder, right? And they still want to explore more about the cave. And nobody knows the truth that how deep it could reach. Well, nobody knows. So the first, he suspects, right? He suspects that it might be possible to fall deeper than any other dive had ever taken it before. Mm-hmm. So he wanted to do something way more challenging to go far deeper. Okay. Now let's move to the next part. Part two. Well, Quincy, please hit your answer for part two.
My answers for part two.
Yeah, say please. Ah, okay, you sent me already. Let me copy it. Let me copy it here. No worry. The plastic roads. So, is this reading easy or difficult or normal to you? Quincy?
Normal.
Normal. Good. Now, this is your answers. In this part of the test, part two, all the words you filled in is filled in are grammatical words, right? Not new words or functional word grammatically. Let's see how many correct one you can get. Okay, can you explain the first word? The amount of plastic waste produced around the world is growing all the time, right? The first answer is all the time. Now, but one man sees this as an opportunity rather than a problem. So, Dr. Rajagopalan Vasudevan, a professor of chemistry from an Indian city of Madurai, has so you built in come here, right? Come up with a way to reuse plastic waste. Okay, first, congratulations. Come up with is correct. And do you understand what does it mean? Come up with a way. Quincy, hello, hello.
Come up a w come up a way like find a solution.
Ah, come up with a way. A way means solution, right? Wow, so good so far. A way could also be an idea, right? For example, you tell your friends, I have a new way to win this game, a new idea, right? And the structure is come up with an idea, right? Creating or inventing an idea, okay? And it's perfectly matching Dr. Vasudevan's discovery. Okay, now let's move to the next one, 10. With a reuse, a way to reuse plastic waste as well as improving road quality. Okay, why well here, Quincy? Why do you think that well is the correct answer?
So well is because as well as improving road quality. So his idea he come up with the idea to reuse plastic waste. It also benefits the road by improving road quality. So
Hmm.
it's as well as improving road quality.
Yeah, reuse plastic waste and improving road quality, something more. Okay, so as well as add an additional idea, right? As well as and. Okay, very good. It's a fixed phrase in English, as well as improving road quality. Very good. Well, it seems like you're doing well on this test, huh, so far. Now, and his method 11. His method that. Are you sure that? Okay, that. Ooh. Okay. I think that is not a correct answer. that non-defining clause requires which, not that. Non-defining, what does it mean? Okay, it's very simple. Quincy, let me show you the trick here. Did you see a comma here before? Okay, simply never use that. You can use this trick. Okay, never use that. You should use, the correct answer here is, that is incorrect, okay? And the correct answer is which. It's not that. Well, something for you to learn today. One incorrect. Because, okay, let me try again. His method requires blah, 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 blah. His method requires, if you cut out the clause he first developed in 2001, it's still a complete idea and everyone can understand it, right? He first developed in 2001. It's just an additional idea, additional info. Okay, and it's not directly linked or I think that you don't need to even you can remove this clause, then it's still complete, right? The sentence, his method requires hardly blah, 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 changes to existing road laying techniques. Then simply remember the trick. Whenever you see a comma here, never use that. Okay, Quincy? That's how they can use can share with you and save time to move to the next one. 12. Now let's check 12. Any. Can you help me understand why you choose any? Requires hardly. Do you understand hardly? What does it mean hardly? Quincy, hardly. What does it mean hardly?
Like barely, not much.
Barely. Almost not. Okay. Almost not. And hardly any changes to the existing road laying, okay, techniques. Good. Any. Can we put some here instead of any? Quincy, can we use some here instead of any? Some changes.
Requires hardly some changes.
Yeah. Would it be possible?
I think so.
You think so? Wow. Actually, no, not. It's not. Because hardly means almost not in negative form. Okay? So you cannot use some here. You should use any. And any is the correct answers. Okay? Requires hardly any changes. Means already almost perfect. Okay? And requires some changes is not natural here. Let's move to the 13. The method involves breaking plastic. 13. You picked into small pieces. Okay, very good. Break something into Okay, and break into indicates to divide something so that it becomes smaller pieces, right? Break into small pieces. Okay, it's a natural expressions in English. And congratulations, it's the correct one. Break involves breaking plastic into small pieces. Okay, then combining them with the traditional road building components in order to produce a strong, long-lasting materials. Combined goes with. Okay, combined, blah blah blah, with show the mixing of plastic and existing components, right? Combine A with B. Correct prepositions here. Congrats. Okay, now all kinds of plastic can be used, even plastics that is normal considered. 15. Too costly to be worth recycling. Too costly. What does it mean too costly here? Why not so costly? Quincy?
I think like too costly. Like it's considered to be. Like I think it's because of the form of the word like too costly to be.
But it depends on the context. Even plastic that is normally considered, okay, too costly to be worth recycling. Too costly. So so you think that too costly is positive or negative? Connotational meaning. What do you think about the price they have to pay to recycle the plastic waste? Too costly, Quincy.
Like it's too expensive.
Too expensive? Oh, okay. But is it acceptable if you use too to emphasize the decree here?
Yes.
It is acceptable. Too costly is acceptable. Are you sure? The price too high or acceptable? Quincy, too costly. If you pick too costly. Okay, let me help you to understand something here. Too costly is a correct answer. But what about so? Can we use so here? It's very hard to understand, right? Too costly. Let me type something here. Too costly. And so costly. Too costly means
Like very expensive.
excessive.
I feel like it's something like has to do with the type of word. Like this one seems um like very high price, so it's
Yeah, right.
negative,
Very high.
negative,
Negative, right. And unacceptable.
and
Okay.
so sounds like something like
Very
use
expensive.
something better.
Very expensive, right? So costly, very expensive. But does it necessarily mean affordable or acceptable or not. It's just very expensive, right? But too costly, yeah, negative meaning. Too costly, excessive, unacceptable, to be worth recycling. Good choice, but you need to take note. But too costly and so costly. So costly simply emphasize that something is very expensive. And truly, it doesn't necessarily mean it's unaffordable. No, it's not unaffordable. Or is it unacceptable? No, not clear, right? So yeah, take note for these phrases. Now, there are now over 5,000 kilometers of Dr. Vasudevan's plastic roads in use. Yeah, currently in use, right? In use in rural India. He travels throughout the country, instructing engineers on exactly how to build roads in this way. How to do this way. Very good. Correct answers. Wow. This part is one of your favorite parts, right? I see that you did so well here. How to build roads in this way. Okay. His philosophy is we create the ways. So it is up to us to find an effective solution. Good. So only one incorrect answer. Impressive, huh? How do you feel? How do you feel, Quincy, with this result?
My jaw is gone.
What do you mean by your choice is gone? What do you mean? Huh?
I was shocked to get like the easiest one wrong.
Ah, only one wrong answer again.
And I even struggled to prove my evidence of why I picked two and not so.
Yeah, right. You're right. Sometimes we pick an answers like the feeling is like you have no idea, but your gut tells you that I think it's a correct word, right? Because you may use it so often on daily basis, and you've seen it everywhere, and your gut tells you that yeah, it's a correct answer. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how sure, but here I told you too costly, negative, excessive, unacceptable. Too costly but so costly, right? Very expensive. We need to spend a lot of money on it. Mm, but it doesn't necessarily mean unacceptable or uh, unaffordable. No. Okay, now let's move to part three. Okay. Well, our time is up for 2 hours. I'm going to check out for your answers on three, and on the next lesson, we're going to work on the rest of part 4, 5, 6, and 7. Would that be okay? And if there are any wrong answers you hit here, I hope that you can take your time, set your time to do it again fully in 75 minutes. But please take a rest for 1 or 2 days before you come back to the test, okay? To the reading test again. I'm gonna move to your answers on part 3, 4, and 5, and 6 and 7. Okay, I'm going to confirm your answers. Okay, let me see. Criticizing strength. Okay. 25, 26, 27, 28, 9, 30. Okay, to 36. For part 4, 3, 5, 6, 37 to 42. And 43 is for part 7. Okay. Ooh, let me check it out. Now, first, criticizing, correct. Championship, incorrect. You are trapped here. You need to be very careful. Stay focused on the meaning. It needs you to put a positive or negative meanings, passive voice or active voice, singular or plural nouns, subject verb agreement, all those grammatical issues. You need to take care of them. Again, it's an incorrect answer. I'm sorry. 18. Now, 19, energetic. Correct. Okay, competitors. Correct. 21, intellectual. Good. 22, willingness. Okay. You're trapped again. As I mentioned before, Quincey, this part is a bit tricky, that you need to truly understand the context, not just look at the word. Yeah, it could be unnowned, but think about those stuff I told you, plural or singular, okay? Subject verb agreement, active or passive voice, positive or negative meanings. You need to figure them out carefully. Now, 23. Admiration. Good. 24. Strength. Good. Only 2 wrong. Okay. Try it again. Now, 25. To get used to. Good. Correct. 26. The boy whose sister. Correct. 27. Keep an eye on. Good. Wow. Amazing, huh? 28. Was not to bring. Ah. Okay. 28. You gain half of a point. It just partially correct. The other part is incorrect. To me, it's completely incorrect. Although in reality, you can get 0.5 points here or 1 point. There are 2 parts, but you hit only 1 correct. The other part is incorrect. I'm thinking. Okay. I'll give you some guidance here. This part is correct, not to bring. But the other part for us is incorrect. You've got to work on it again. And then submit your answers. Okay. Like this. To get, okay. To get used to, okay. The boys whose sisters. Keep an eye on. Okay. Keep an eye on. Oh, keep an eye is a fixed phrase. As soon as we arrive. As soon as we arrive. Okay, acceptable answer. Correct. 30. Concerned as I am. It's incorrect completely. It's incorrect. Got to do it again. Try again later, huh? It's not a big deal when you hear the incorrect answers. Now for 21. Okay. 21. Okay, let me check it here. 21 is incorrect. Try again. 22, 23. Oh, 23. Not this time. 24. Okay, and not, sorry. 34, 35, 36. No, not this time. You got to do it again. 36. 37, 38. This part is Tricky, huh? 40. No, not this time. It's incorrect. 41, 40, okay. 43, 44, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Very good. 49. Oh, 51 and 52 is incorrect. 36. Okay, I'm going to capture this and send this in our Zolo group, so you can take your time and work on this later. But I highly recommend you to take a rest for 1 or 2 days. Do not touch this reading again. After that, spend around 75 minutes and do the full test from the beginning to the end, part 1 to part 7. You got it, Quincey? Yes?
Yes.
Good. Wow. We end here. Okay. Our lesson
I'll
comes to an
be
end.
working on that one.
Yeah. Not just for, I think that you shouldn't just focus on the wrong answers. There is something for you to review. As I mentioned before, take a gap 1 or 2 day. Do not touch the test, okay? And then set your time for 75 minutes and do it from the beginning to the end, from part 1 to part 7. Okay, you clear? Yes?
Yes, I am clear.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much for your such huge effort on this test until now. See you next time. Bye-bye, Quincey.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.